Patch review. Wow. 2.2 is out just in time for the holidays. What an exciting time that this is actually possible. Let's go over the patch notes, shall we? It's Patchnotes 2.2.2. That's right, 2.1 is basically a crash the desktop task patch, but 2.2.2 actually adds a boatload of new items. It's live right now. Your checksum is 5B48. That should be popping up at the bottom of your screen. And yeah, let's just jump into it. As yeah, we got quite a lot of free features that have been updated in the Logwin update. Ether Drake and Shrine. This is obviously for Leviathans. Has been converted to a special planetary deposit with the same effects as before. Basically, you got a ton of unity out of that. Improved nanite transmutation description for tech and building. So the nanite transmutation building is basically a building that takes nanites, obviously, and turns those into the other various strategic resources. It's incredibly powerful, and also one of the main reasons why you want to get access to the L cluster. On top of that, there is the art monument. Has now been revamped into a planetary decision. That's actually very interesting, because previously, actually that's already been in there. The art monument, basically you go to the decisions menu on your planet, and you click the button, and boom, there is your art monument. I've been playing around with this for a little bit in the beta patch, and it works quite well. Obviously, it's a little bit different from the Ministry of Culture, which is still a buildable structure, and it looks a little bit weird, so who knows, maybe we're going to see that as a buyable one as well. Hive minds will once again have unemployed drones rather than scavenger drone jobs. This is a mild nerf for hive minds. Hive minds before had scavenger jobs. Basically what that would mean is any unemployed pops would just scavenge around and get stuff, trying to get minerals off of the planet. It was also very difficult to see whether or not scavenger drones were running around and whether or not you had enough jobs for them as well. So this is actually a good thing, because you can optimize your hive minds a little bit better. Renamed Empire Size to Empire Sprawl, and renamed Administrative Cap to Administrative Capacity. Previous wording did not make it clear enough that they are soft caps. Yeah, administrative capacity, I'm pretty sure that's not a soft cap indicator at all, but yeah, it's something like bureaucracy. Bureaucracy could be bloated, I don't know. Just it's a wording thing, it's not particularly major. So let's take a look at the balance. The bioreactor, which turns food into energy. And then, of course, you can turn energy into minerals, and those minerals into alloys, and then basically fly dead aliens, ships made of dead aliens, towards their homeworlds to bomb them from orbit. Yeah, the bioreactor has been reduced in its effectiveness. Increased cost of Unity buildings makes sense. They were relatively cheap, I think at 300 minerals a pop rather than a standard 400. Reduced mineral cost of roboticist and fabricator jobs. Okay, so what this basically means is that it should be a little bit easier now to play as synthetic empires, as roboticists were building robots, and so do factories. So the amount of minerals that it would cost to build a single robot has now been reduced. I think it was somewhere around 400 minerals, which is a rather significant chunk, and it should streamline the process a little bit. Increase the base alloy job production from 2 to 3. Now, this by itself may not seem like a lot, but 2 to 3 is a huge deal, especially at the start of the game. You can basically get a rather large amount of alloys, and I think the developers realized that it's not particularly straightforward to build a large fleet. It is fairly easy, but you need to get really comfortable with the economy system in order to spam out ships and to sell materials to buy alloys to do so. And this should help a little bit with that as well, just to get yourself past that initial moment. It does boost the economy a little bit, as 2 to 3. It makes any sort of alloy jobs more powerful, and it should speed the game up a little bit. Also, at the start of the game, this is going to be useful for additional stations, so your only bottleneck is going to be influence there. Resource stockpile by default increased from 10,000 to 15,000. Default stockpile increased to 50k. It's actually quite good. It is definitely necessary now to build resource depots on stations. Sometimes even on planets, even though I personally don't like to do so myself. But yeah, it's actually quite good to see this happen. You would need 3 resource depots in order to build an Ecumenopolis, because that costs 20,000 minerals. And 10,000 before. Obviously, you want to use those station slots for other things. But yeah. Drone campaign and robot campaign effects reduce from +20 to +10. Drone campaign, I believe, robot campaign. I think that's a growth thing. Not entirely sure, but it's been reduced in whatever it is. A drone campaign. What does it do? Hold on. Let me have a quick look here. I did not make a particular note of this drone campaign. What does it actually do? Sometimes it's nice that these patch notes have all these details set. You know, this is what it does. So that's great. All right, campaigns, drone campaign, category, hive mind. Yep. Pop growth speed plus 10%. So instead of 20%, it's not as easy to get completely out of control now for drones in hive minds, and the same thing for robots as well. Synthetic evolution ascension perks now gives you a +10 robot output. That's nice. I think before it gave you a bunch of additional bonuses. The chance of criminal branch office getting shut down has been reduced slightly, and the cooldown between shutdown has been reduced to 10 years. So, there was a serious problem in the 2.2.2 version of the game where that, well, let's put it this way. The AI would spam anti-crime buildings, and playing as a criminal empire was incredibly difficult, which is slightly annoying because it's one of the best things about Megacorp, which is why I did not play a criminal empire. But yeah, this should be a little bit less, so that's good. At least 1 year of little no crime for a colony. Criminal branch office to potentially get shut down. Increase from 1 day. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So you always need to have crime on the planet before it gets shut down, so you have a year to increase the amount of crime on the planet before it becomes a problem. So basically it's a buff for criminal organizations. Different kinds of unity building are now more consistent in how many jobs they create. Okay, so we got more consistency in jobs. Betharian power plant now creates jobs in addition to its flat energy output. That's actually quite good. Betharian power plant is actually relatively rare in the game right now. I have not seen many of them, whereas in the past with the old tile system they would pop up fairly frequently, and the fact that it now actually generates jobs is good, so that's at least a thing. Hey, and it means that they can reuse those energy building icons for at least something else. Bunkerbot scrap value has been increased. I am so happy about this. You get more minerals about killing Bunkerbot, so that's nice. Don't kill Bunkerbot. Bunkerbot's nothing to you. Just let it do its calculations, and so that you can get yet another L cluster result after, I think it's 5 years. If not, you can always use it for your own tech. Don't mess with Bunkerbot. Bunkerbot loves you. Massively reduced point defense weapon damage against armor. So if you're playing the game right now, before this, what you wouldn't see quite often is that the default most powerful setups would have quite a lot of point defense on them, and that's probably because of this. Because the sheer amount of damage it would do against armor, so yeah. The Democratic Crusaders can now also take a dim view of corporate authority. Apparently, previously that was not possible. Caravaneer home base will only be re-established if there's at least one caravan fleet still alive. That makes perfect sense. I've had games where the Caravaneer base would just jump all over the place because the Khan was too busy massacring the Caravaneer fleets, which kind of makes sense, I guess. If there's nobody to, you know, to build a Caravaneer station, then it shouldn't pop up, I guess. This one I like. So Consecrated World has changed as of 2.2, where you can consecrate a bunch of worlds and you will get a flat modifier. Slowly clanking up over time, and it's not been rescaled. It goes higher, so I think the base previously was 18, and I think it goes higher now in a smaller increment values between each step, so you can actually get more unity. This is effectively a boost to spiritualists, really. Shared burden ethic, or civic, and living standard allow pop to demote in social strata much more rapidly. So communists can now move up and down the social structure a lot quicker. That's good. The bourgeoisie will suffer under this. So ruined arcologies. So what's a ruined arcology, you ask? Well, ruined arcology is a feature of the most overpowered precursor empire in the game. And basically what it does is it gives you a free ecumenopolis with a bunch of broken arcologies. Now they'll take longer to clear and cost more, but it still doesn't mean that Fen Habanis, or however you pronounce it, still is not the most hilariously overpowered structure in the game. And of course, if you ever play the game and you get the first league chain, for the love of God, build as many science ships as you can, set them on auto, explore, and pray that you're going to get enough precursor items, because an ecumenopolis size 25 will spawn inside of your empire, and even though it may only have 5 or 6 empty district buildings, it's so good. Oh my lord. Reduce of gateway costs. So alloy costs for gateways have been reduced. Gateways always still one of my favorite additions to the game, considering how much they speed things up, and especially in combination with the new trade system. Actually rather good. Increase the rate at which admirals and ships get XP from suppressing pirates. I did not know that admirals and ships were getting XP from suppressing pirates, so there's a reason to do that. There's no tooltip about this. Science nerd faction is no longer jealous of success or Conet. Okay. New ship upgrades costs reduced by increasing the refund amount on older components, and upgrade time reduced. So, okay. I did not know that there was a refund amount on older components. Huh. Shows what I know. Also, upgrading time is done faster now, which is great. Mega Art Restoration, it takes longer now. So same thing for the Strategic Coordination Center. The Strategic Coordination itself has been nerfed. From 50, 100 to 150. Effect on Starbase Cap has been reduced to 246. And effect on... Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. I think it was 25 before on platform capacity, which meant that you could have insane numbers of platforms around stations. So yeah, Strategic Coordination Center, massively nerfed. Science Nexus research output has been increased to 100, 200, 300. It's kind of nice. Also increased research speed by 5, 10, and 15%. It's actually a reason now to build the Science Nexus again. Because of the 2.2 update, planets could easily outperform the Science Nexus for a much lower cost. And this should offset that a little bit, especially the research speed modifier is a huge boost right there. It does... Oh, wow. Okay. So the increased build time, the build time has been increased, and all alloy costs have been increased as well. So that is a bit of a negative payoff here from the increased tech stuff. 15,000 alloys though, for every level. So that is what? That's 30k. That's 60,000 alloys to build a maxed out Science Nexus, and it's gonna take you what, 40 years to do so. Not sure if I like that one, because it means, well, before 2.2 you could easily rush a maxed out Science Nexus if you played your cards right in the tradition tree, and that's clearly no longer possible with this. So proles know their roles, are less likely to be researchers. Okay, so proles are a type. It's a type of it's a species trait, and they cannot be researchers. Okay. Okay. Synthetic evolution perk now also reduces the modified species cost by 50%. That is nice. So basically you can turn the synths quicker. Administrative efficiency, repeatable tech, admin cap increased from 10 to 15. Wow. Okay. So if you are playing super tall the entire game, playing underneath your admin cap for as long as you possibly can to push your tech to the end game, you, my friend, are gonna spiral out of control once you hit this particular item. The repeatable administrative efficiency technology. My lord, 15! That's half of the Ascension perk. That's insane. That is so good. any tall playing empires are basically gonna Mount Everest at the end of the game, because they're gonna be unstoppable. They're not gonna be affected by negative bonuses from admin cap all that much. That right there is amazing. And mitigated some machine uprising issues slightly. Well, the slightly issues as in it spawns 2 million fleet power worth of ships. You're talking about that a little issue? I would hope so. Oh, of course. And we get to the UI. Should we actually talk about the UI? There's a lot of this stuff is just very minor. Fix the missing Megacorp ownership icon in the lobby. Sure. There was the error. There's tooltips, a whole bunch of stuff. I'll put the link in the description below so you can read the UI stuff. The bug fixes, however, that we're about to come into. AI. So a lot of people have been complaining. The AI does not know how to use the planetary buildings properly. Well, they should be improved. And same thing with market trading as well. AI no longer bounces a single scientist around multiple ships choking in their expert. Really? That's a thing? Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, you can actually move scientists around relatively efficiently. And apparently the AI just does it with a single one. That's hilarious. Make sure the AI is not blocked from building things. That decreases budget deficits if deficit is too large. Because you gotta have money to make money, champ. Wow. That's, wow. I'm pretty sure that half of these patch notes are written by one person. And then we get to this bit. And it's probably written by somebody else. Because the jokes are starting to come through. AI is now budgeting some more exotic resources for planet development, allowing to build upgrades and buildings that require them. So, crystals, gases, motes, yada yada. It made the AI a little bit less maniacal at stomping out every iota of crime to allow the Megacorp criminal playstyle. That's what I was talking about earlier. The AI would spam so many halls of justice. It was hilarious. Fix the performance drop, yada yada, a bunch of performance, reduce needless daily job related calculations. That's actually one good. Fix one source of lag on daily ticks. That's also a really good one. Bug fixes. Cool. Alright, so number of districts required to enact archaeology project is no longer reduced by uncleared blockers. That's nice. So you can no longer cheat by just not having blockers on your planet and only building 2 districts, city districts, and then just paving over an archaeology. So that's no longer a thing. Tech drones and technician jobs now curriculum for the ingenious trade rather than the thrifty. Okay, so it's kind of important to note certain pops will work certain jobs based on their traits. So if you're thrifty, which gives you an energy bonus, then technicians, which are energy workers, would rather use those workers rather than ingenious, which gives you a bonus to research. Kinda makes sense, doesn't it? Starting Earth as a life-seeded planet now properly gives you a size 25 size planet with rare deposits. Previously, if you spawned on Sol, it would give you a size 16 with no deposits, I believe, so that's not been fixed. Fix spawn, quarter spawn spawning, blah blah blah. Alloys cost being truncated. Fix massively out-of-date credits in the Chinese version. Because Jamor is a human that exists in this universe, apparently. Fix first wave of Scourge invasion by being led by admirals using robot portraits for sub-sorries. I like this bit. Whoever wrote this first bit, that's cool. I don't mind about that, but this is highly more amusing. I appreciate this. This is good. This is the good stuff right here. Missing decal. Oh yeah, okay. This is my favorite one, and it's now finally been fixed. So to the point that I almost made a video about it, but then I realized that I would only be able to talk about it for maybe 2 minutes. Made tweaks to the galactic market that should prevent an infinite profit exploit from flooding the markets, then rebiting shameless top hat wearing capitalist exploiters. You. Yay, it's fixed. Yay. Cool. Graphical display dog with shielded worlds. There was a lot of people telling me that they don't see a lot of shielded worlds anymore. That's probably why. Fix an incorrect modifier being applied to the alien drag racing anomaly. Yeah, I think it gave you 3 or 9 or something like that, but apparently it's been fixed now. 9 in engineering research as well. That's just insane. Fixed literally unplayable grammar issue on Horizon event chain. That makes sense. Okay. What else do we have here? Anything? Oh no. Fixed potential crash to desktop when loading market and certain empires no longer exist, because all those empires will be lost in time, like tears in the rain. I actually had this CTD several times, because the market would crash the game sometimes, which is kind of weird. But yeah, that should now be fixed. Do we have any other fun ones? Khan, Berserker, and Invader, yada yada. Ah, yes. Fanatic Purifiers, Determined Exterminators, Devouring Swarms now have a tooltip properly explaining why, as generally antisocial, genocidal murderers, they are not welcome in the galactic market. That's just unfair. New sector fix the situation with Total Wars. If a player takes a planet the same name as the planet he already owns, new sectors will be created with that name, but no planets in it. I did have that issue at one point, so that's good. Fix consecrated world modifier disappearing when a certain combination of planets are consecrated. Ah, yes, I accidentally consecrated exactly these planets, and now all my bonuses are gone. Some moon-related events had their triggers improved after the startling realization that habitats also count as moons, and that's no moon. Fanatic Materialist Fallen Empire is no longer wrongfully DLC locked behind Synthetic Dawn. Fix the Baron and Vehement lacking starting Anchor Starbase, rendering their portals indestructible. Paul and Aphrodisiac, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Okay. Fix the crash when opening the Megastructure build list with a Dyson sphere you cannot afford at midnight on the summer solstice atop Buradur. What? Okay. So apparently if I'm in Middle Earth on the summer solstice at midnight, trying to build a Dyson sphere, the game would crash. And QA did not find the market problem before launch. I'm just saying. Gray simplifies Chinese designs, yada yada. Crash related to extremely long trade routes. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay. Okay, subsidiary related stuff. Really. Okay, yeah, that's fixed literally unplayable cyto revitalization center tooltip. By the way, the biology center and the cyto revitalization center, i.e. the hospitals, unless you build them at the start of the game, it's usually not worthwhile. They take like 150 years to have their worth returned to you, especially considering that additional tile. So that's kind of something you want to keep in mind. But yeah, the patch notes for 2.2.2. Checksum 4B48. Let's have a quick wrap up on this one. So what did it do? Well, we got some feature stuff. That was cool. Then we got some boring balance ones and some hilarious bug fixes. If you want to read the full patch notes, feel free to take a look in the description below. In addition, the competitions for the giveaways on the Stellaris expansions are still running. You will find the links to the competitions in the comments below as well. You can sign up to any of these in parallel, so you can have as many chances as you want at these expansions. Of course, there's only one winner per competition, so yeah. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take good care of yourselves and fix an issue where Gestalt consciousness could not colonize due to not budgeting enough alloys for colony ships and each other.